vibe. I'm just sitting here with my coffee, and I really felt called to sit down and record a video and talk about identity shifting, but more so from the perspective of my own experiences and how I have experienced shifting identities and how it can feel like during that process. And also, in addition to that, I just want to talk a little bit about my plans for the future and for this channel. For quite a while now, I've been feeling that I have been in this liminal space, this in-between space, but instead of waiting until everything looks perfect, because it never will, or until I have everything figured out, I wanted to share what's actually going on when we are finding ourselves in this space. Because I have a feeling that if I am in this space, some of you are probably too. So if that already resonates, welcome. I am Lena, and on this channel I talk a lot about self-concept, manifestation, and shadow work, and what it really takes to evolve into the version of yourself that you know you are meant to be. I want to start to reflect a little bit on 2025. I've heard a lot of people talk about this year as being really chaotic, full of challenges, breakdowns, and things falling apart. And I kind of agree. I absolutely feel that. For me personally, not too much have really changed externally. If anything, parts of my life have actually fallen apart. But internally, though, I feel like a completely new person. If I had to describe 2025 with one word, I think it would be transitional, because it felt like I've been living between those two versions of myself. An old identity I've outgrown but haven't fully let go of yet, and a new identity that I'm still learning to show up as. And if you've been in this in-between space, or if you find yourself there right now, you'll probably know how uncomfortable it can be. It's this phase where nothing feels like fully right anymore, but the next thing hasn't landed yet either. And it can be really tempting to just rush through this phase, but because it feels so uncomfortable. But for me personally, this year has really asked me to stay and to sit with it, to sit with my patterns, my habits, my assumptions about myself and my life, and to get really honest with myself about where I have been holding myself back. Because real growth doesn't start with taking more action, it starts with self-honesty and awareness. So we have already talked a little bit about the past, like how 2025 was like, and now I want to talk about our future, the next chapter, 2026. So as I mentioned, I've been reflecting a lot lately about where I am at in my life, on what I actually want and what I don't want anymore, and what I feel ready to let go of, and on how I want to move forward more intentionally this time. And what is really exciting actually, that moving into 2026, my outer reality is finally starting to catch up with what I have known internally for so long. And I will for sure share much more about that later. But for now, I want to talk about goals, but in a slightly different way though than we usually talk about it. Because I'm not talking about what we want to achieve or manifest on a surface level here. I am talking about who we need to become in order to be aligned with the life that we want. And that is actually why I felt so called to sit down and have this little coffee chat with you. Because being in this in-between space can feel really lonely sometimes. So I wanted to create this video as a little reminder to you that you are absolutely not alone. I am right here with you, and I'm sure many others are as well. But also, just beyond this video, I want this channel to be like a safe space, a place where we can grow and evolve and finally step into the versions of ourselves that we always knew were meant for us. I want this to be a space where we can talk about identity shifts, why we repeat certain patterns and how to move beyond them, how manifestation works on a self-concept level, and what it actually takes to choose alignment over fear. But I want to just say one thing. I'm not an expert. I am just here and walking the path alongside you, and hopefully my experiences in life can also benefit you in some way. That is my goal. So this channel is basically a part of me choosing myself, choosing my curiosity and choosing my depth, and choosing not to abandon myself and the things I care about just because things feel hard or uncertain. So if you're watching this and find yourself in a similar space, and maybe you even dream about something new, moving abroad, starting a business, creating something, going back to school, or even getting married. The path might look different for all of us, but the common thread is that we are all choosing ourselves in some way. And if that resonates, I genuinely want to know. Tell me in the comments, what are you currently working towards, or what are you finally saying yes to? And remember, you don't need to have a perfect plan to start, because honestly, that doesn't even exist. The need to have everything figured out before we start is usually just fear that are trying to keep you safe. And that is completely normal, but just because something feels scary or unfamiliar doesn't mean that it's not for you. A lot of the time, it actually means that you are right on track. Anyways, if you're still here watching, I'm so happy you're still here. And if this video resonated with you in some way and you want to follow along the journey, you can like and subscribe. Next video I have planned to be about the fear of success and self-sabotage, so you don't want to miss that. But yeah, that is it for this video. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, babe!